The Philadelphia Eagles drafted defensive tackle Ty Robinson, and I think they got themselves an absolute steal. And today we're going to talk about what this guy brings on tape. 6'6", 320 pounds, long, physical, has a really, really good pass rush plan, and we're going to talk about all of that in this video. But let's talk about why I think this guy's a steal first and foremost. So right away, this guy's big. Oftentimes when he's lined up as a nose tackle, maybe as a 1 technique or a 2-eye, 3 technique, when you put this guy in specific spots, he can do specific things. So here's an example of when he has a center right over the top, right? He's essentially playing that nose tackle position. And look at how he resets the line of scrimmage on this one. Think about the play concept and design here. 82 is essentially pulling out in front of the running back who has what looks like a mid-zone concept to me. And what's going to end up happening is Robinson's going to take 53. He's going to essentially push him backwards 2, 3, 4 yards. So as Robinson makes contact with 53 here, as he gets lower than him and extends him and starts pushing him backwards, 82, who's trying to lead out in front of the running back, is essentially going to run right into that center. So Ty Robinson here is basically not only controlling the center, but he's disrupting number 82, who's trying to get out in front for the running back. That right there is an absolute incredible play by Robinson, and this guy does this a lot on tape. You can watch 30 snaps of this guy, and chances are he's blowing plays up, right? Half of those plays, this guy's just getting into the backfield and being disruptive. Here's a play where he's going to blow the play up against the Colorado Buffaloes. You're going to get a split zone concept. So on this play here, Robinson's actually going to be lined up in the 2 technique over the guard. Number 33 here is going to have a split zone. So he's going to come out here. He's going to try to wham block on the backside edge player. And the running back just has to essentially find the cutback option within this play. And if you guys keep an eye on Robinson here, he's going to slant the A gap. He's going to cross the guard's face. And as he crosses that guard's face, notice how the tight end ends up running right into Ty Robinson on this one, right? Robinson jumps the A gap. 31 here is going to end up getting disrupted as well, and the play here is going to end up losing 1.5 yards. Again, just a really, really good job by Robinson to be able to be disruptive. That's the one thing you're going to get with this guy. He's a gap jumper. He's disruptive. He's physical if he gets his hands on guys. I personally really like this pick by the Philadelphia Eagles. The value that you're getting in the round that you're essentially taking this guy is really, really incredible. And again, as a run defender, this guy's really, really stout. He can jump gaps, he's a disruptor, but he can also anchor at the point of attack. Here's a great example of that. He's going to go up against Donovan Jackson. Jackson was the 24th overall pick in the first round. You're going to run outside zone towards the left here, so Jackson's going to try to get some movement on Ty Robinson. Now look at Robinson anchor at the point of attack. Look at him take on Jackson. And keep in mind, Jackson has a running start, right? He gets about 1.5 yards to run. Robinson, on the other hand, has to just kind of take it on right away. They move about 1 yard to the left, but generally speaking, Robinson does a really good job being able to shut down the movement that Jackson is trying to get here, right? You see him do a really, really nice job anchoring at the point of attack. And because this is an outside zone to the left, the play has to come back towards the inside. The running back has nowhere to go. And this play is going to end up losing 4 yards here. And a big part of this is because Robinson ends up anchoring. Now, do keep in mind, you are going to get a run stunt here. The DN jumps the inside gap. So that does cause disruption a little bit. But now the thing with this defensive end is he does end up getting picked up. And he does kind of go upfield. If Robinson here ends up getting pushed out of this gap, Donovan Jackson is doing to guys. The lane opens up right underneath this. You can kind of see it to the right side here of Robinson as well here. So there would theoretically be a lane, but again, Robinson does a really good job, does not allow any movement, and that's against a really, really good offensive lineman as well, and you'll see the backside pursuit kind of gets home. Now, the thing that I personally really like with Robinson is he has multiple ways to win. It's not just power, right? He can anchor, obviously he's 6'6", long as hell, big, strong, physical, but he has good footwork and good hands, right? And we're going to kind of talk about some of the footwork and hands, because the hands translate to both the run and the pass rushing situations, right? So here's a great example of some of what Robinson does do. You're going to have a inside zone run. And one of the things you're going to see with 65 is 65 steps inside. So this guy's trying to get to the inside of Robinson. Robinson is slanting towards the left. And notice Robinson's hands are going to just swipe away number 65. To me, that's a really good job using the hands. Really nice job as you're kind of jumping outside to be able to just get right past this guy. And because Robinson quickly gets to the inside, the running back here has to now cut this back towards the right. He has nowhere to go towards the left. Really nice job by Robinson to be able to beat this guy at the point of attack and just kind of disrupt the play. He ends up getting in there and wrapping the running back up as well. Just a really, really good job by the Nebraska defensive tackle. Here's another really nice rep. On this one, he's going to end up doing a swipe rip, and you see how effectively this works. Now notice how on the last play he was lined up over the left tackle. He was lined up kind of like in that 3 technique and he slanted outwards. In this one, he's lined up in the 2-eye technique, right? Inside shade of the guard. And he's going to once again slant outwards. But this time it's to the left, right? Not to the right. So this guy can play so many different positions, so many different techniques and alignments. And, he has the different moves, right? He double hand swiped the left tackle against Ohio State. On this one, it's going to be a single hand swipe. And it's going to be with the left arm this time. Left arm swipe, right arm rip. And the right arm rip, that's a really, really effective rip move. Because he breaks the contact. The right arm goes all the way through that guard, and he's going to essentially break that contact. And with that, he's going to get it in the backfield. And this one here is going to end up losing a yard. Just a really, really nice, impressive play. Here's another really nice run rep. He's not going to make the play on this one, but he does disrupt the play. And you will see him once again actually get his hands on this offensive lineman. This time, instead of swiping or potentially ripping, he's going to just play physical as hell, right? And what's most impressive about this play to me is just the timing. The snap timing by the defensive tackle here is incredible. And look at how quickly he moves and gets out of his stance. He almost gets out of his stance faster than an offensive tackle right there. And you see him get his hands right into 71. And look at him just lift this guy right up. To me, that's absolutely incredible. And he pushes this guy back 2, 3, 4 yards. And he's almost able to make the play, but the running back does end up hitting this to the outside, which in itself is a really nice play by Robinson because you have guys out there that are containing the outside. And the play loses 2 yards, right? So the guys on the outside do their job. And of course, with Robinson jumping the inside and just kind of standing up this offensive lineman, he does his job as well, right? So again, really, really nice job. Love the physicality at the point of attack. Love how he uses his hands as well. Stands this offensive lineman up. Really, really nice rep. Here's another one with Ty Robinson. Again, 6'6", 320. And he's out there playing like that 5 technique, right? Again, just that in itself is impressive as hell, right? And not only that, but he ends up taking on this offensive tackle here who ended up getting drafted, right? It's a pretty good offensive tackle. I think he's like a 4th, 5th round pick. And once again, Ty Robinson just controlling this guy, right? Using that length. Look at that. Look at that right hand. Controls, sets the edge. It doesn't get better than this right here, man. This is great teach tape, truth be told. This is how you want to set the edge. Violent at the point of attack. Both hands land, grab on, latch on, and just generate that push, right? And specifically from the defensive lineman, right? Generate that push. This is why you bench press, right? You can control these guys. Gets off the block, helps make the play. Incredible rep here. Once again by Ty Robinson. But I do want to talk a little bit about the pass rush. Because in my opinion, the pass rush skills and technique is definitely there with Robinson as well. And I think this guy's a very, very complete player. I'm not 100% sure why he ended up falling. But the pass rush to me is really, really impressive as well. In fact, this past season, Robinson had 6 total sacks and 11 quarterback hits, which is really impressive for a defensive lineman. That was under 600 total snaps as well. But, let's watch the tape. Forget the stats, put all that stuff to the side, let's put the tape on. This guy is a really, really, really good mover. And again, don't forget, this guy is 6'6", and he's built like an absolute rock, right? He's super, super strong. And look at how fast he's able to slant towards the left, how fast he gets out of his stance. There's no wasted movement with this guy. Left hand locks onto the center, right hand rip, and that rip move is effective, right? Because he's able to generate a little bit of depth as he rips, as he slants, and the right guard's not going to be able to get there in time. That's a really, really good job splitting the double team, and on this one, he gets the quarterback, and the quarterback loses 9 yards. Here's another one, once again against Purdue. This one, he's going to be going up against the right guard. Right tackle tries to double, he just gets past it. Again, I can't stop going to the fact that this guy is 6'6", 320 pounds. He is built differently. If you guys don't know Ty Robinson, if you have never seen an image of him, Google him. This guy is built differently, right? And just how fast he's out of his stance is impressive to me. But the thing that's most impressive, the traits is one element of it, but the technique is also impressive. So if you guys slow this play down, in which we obviously will, notice the hands, right? Watch Ty Robinson's hands going up against this right guard. Notice how the right guard's going to get his hands up. He's going to try to make contact with Robinson. Robinson's going to square this guy up before he jumps outside. But as he jumps outside, the left hand of Robinson's going to swat away the hands of the right guard. So the left hand swats, the right arm rips, and he obviously ends up letting the rip go because he sees the double teams coming by the right tackle. I do understand he understands this situation, right? They're simulating pressure with the defensive end. They have a blitz coming off the left edge. So Robinson understands he's going to end up getting the double team late within this play, but it doesn't matter. He just ends up going right over that guy as well, right? He's going to go right over the top of this number 63 as well. Just a really, really good job getting to the quarterback, and you're going to lose 7 yards on this one. So I think one of the things that makes a guy like Jalen Carter unique is the movement he has before he makes contact with guys. I always say this, the number one trait a defensive tackle has to have is he has to be a good mover before he makes contact with that offensive lineman. And Ty Robinson's a really, really good mover as well. You know, the number one trait, when I say is that hezzy move, that initial movement before you make contact. Howie Roseman kind of agrees with me as well, right? I don't know if he's ever actually stated that specifically, but he's drafted guys that move really well before they even make contact. If you keep an eye here on number 9, look at the head movement, look at the fake inside, outside, right? Just look at all the different things he's doing within this before he even makes contact with 55. And that stuff's important because if you keep an eye on 55, right? Notice the right arm of 55 is going to come up, right? As soon as Robinson fakes inside, the left arm ends up being thrown by number 55. All right, so the right arm comes up, Robinson fakes to the inside, then the left arm comes up, and then Robinson goes back outside, and now 55 has to commit with the right arm because Robinson's basically, right in front of him. But with that, all that fake movement and, making this guy strike one hand or the other is all just basically a gimmick for Robinson to swim over the top of this guy, right? Robinson literally just goes right over the top of number 55 here. All that hezzy, all that movement to just swim over the top. And this is a winning rep by Robinson, right? He obviously ends up getting double teamed, but he beats number 55 here, right? He gets past him, and obviously the center tries to grab onto him, and he kind of gets past that guy as well. And he just disrupts this play, right? He pressures the quarterback on this one. I think there's so much potential in this guy, and you pair him up with Jalen Carter, I truly think teams are going to struggle to block both of those guys because they're so disruptive. They move really well, right? Both of those guys. And of course, the thing with Robinson is he's humongous, right? You cannot overlook that profile that he has and the quickness, and Howie Roseman's doing it again. Now, I understand Robinson was a 4th round pick, so you definitely want him to go out there and prove himself before you crown him. But I'm telling you guys, man, I watched enough tape of guys where sometimes you just know that a guy has it, right? And with Robinson, you can just kind of see it on tape, right? The guy's very, very, very impressive. He can win in so many different ways. And think about the fact that the Eagles have Nolan Smith and, Jalen Carter, and you have to kind of double team those guys. But now you got this next guy in Robinson who, he's hard to block, himself as well, right? He's very, very, very solid in terms of pass rushing. Overall, I really like what Robinson has flashed on tape, especially this most recent season. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is the first time you're on this channel, do consider subscribing. We do cover the Eagles on this channel, and we will continue to cover them. We'll definitely get into a lot of Ty Robinson tape this season. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys next time with another video.